Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. So today's pick a card reading is going to be all about how your person of interest sees you. We're going to take a look at what they think about you, how they perceive you, and I'm going to get very detailed and break it all down for you. Now keep in mind, this is just a general reading, this is just for fun, so everything that I say is not going to resonate with you completely. Just take the parts that do resonate with you and leave the rest behind. Okay, so I have 4 different groups for you guys today. This is going to be group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. Once you choose your group, you can scroll down to the timestamps below and click right ahead to your reading. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let's go ahead and get started. Hello, group number 1. Welcome to your reading. Let's take a look at what cards you guys got. So I'm going to break down the oracle cards first, and then we're going to take a look at the tarot cards after. So you guys got the planet Venus, as well as the sun. Okay. And then you also got the spirit animal hummingbird, and the spirit animal dragonfly. Okay. So what I'm picking up on here with Venus and the sun is that your person of interest, they see you as somebody who is very charming, somebody who's very magnetic, very attractive. They see you as somebody who, in their eyes, they feel as though you must get a lot of attention or a lot of admiration. Maybe they see you as somebody who's quite popular. Now, this is just how they see you, so this might not actually reflect how you feel, but this is what they think of you. So they see you as this very charming, likable, magnetic, attractive person. They see you as somebody who's a people person, somebody who's really good with people, good at communicating, good at socializing, somebody who's very warm and inviting and friendly. With the hummingbird and the dragonfly being the 2 spirit animals that you got, I feel like they see you as somebody who is just a really happy, joyful person. The hummingbird talks a lot about being able to find the joy in life and not taking life too seriously, just being able to appreciate the little things and be present and be in the moment. So they see you as that kind of person. Maybe they think that you're very spontaneous or like a free spirit, but they just see you as somebody who's a very happy, maybe quite bubbly person, somebody who knows how to have fun, how to laugh, and can find the joy in the little things. And then again with the hummingbird, there's a little bit of that aspect of you being a very charming, very social person. Maybe you have a lot of friends, or maybe you're quite busy. You're always going to different events or meeting up with different people, and it just seems to sort of come naturally to you, or it seems a little bit effortless, like you just exude that. With the dragonfly, they see you as somebody who's very creative and very intelligent, somebody who has a lot of insight. The dragonfly has a lot to do with clarity and being able to see things for how they truly are, and having a certain amount of wisdom or a strong intuition, or just having a lot of insight in general. So they see you as somebody who is quite intuitive, who is wise, who has a lot of insight, Maybe they see you as somebody who gives really good advice. Like maybe you're that friend who anybody can come to with anything, and you'll listen to them and you'll give them good advice and you'll be a shoulder to lean on. But they really admire that about you. They really respect that about you. And they see that you're more than just this very like pretty or attractive, charming person. They see that you're also very intelligent, very wise, very creative, and that you have this deep inner wisdom, this insight within you, and they really appreciate that. All right, now we're going to take a look at your tarot cards. So, for the tarot cards for all of the groups, I chose to work with the court cards and the major arcana so that I could get a very good feel for how they perceive you. So you guys got the Page of Wands, and what that tells me is that they see you as somebody who on the inside, like in your heart, your inner child, that inner spirit, they see you as a very carefree person, as a very spontaneous person, somebody who maybe has big dreams or is quite passionate. I'm using the pages in this reading to sort of represent your inner child, or just like your inner spirit. And this person, like when they've been around you, when they've sort of tried to get to know you, this is kind of how they perceive you to be on the inside. So at your core, on the inside, they see you as somebody who's very passionate, who has a really big heart, who has maybe a vision for themselves or for their life, who's very, what's the right word? Very idealistic. You know, somebody who has big dreams. I feel like you just sort of excite them, like you remind them to be in the moment, to be present, and to live your life to the fullest. They see you as this free spirit, really, and they sense that it's just something innate that comes from within you, and they really like being around that energy. Okay, you got the Knight of Cups for how you present yourself to the world, how you communicate. So they see you as somebody who is very compassionate, who's very friendly, who's very kind. They see you as somebody who's a little bit romantic. And then again, we're getting themes of being idealistic. You could be like an artist or like a creative type, but I just feel like you have more of a sensitive, compassionate soul, and they really like that about you. They find that very attractive. They like to be around that. They see you as somebody who, although you have your moments where you're very passionate and you stick up for what you believe in, you're certainly not like a shrinking violet. You know, you don't shy away from the things that matter to you or that you're passionate about, but at the same time, they don't see you as like a very fiery or like angry person. They see you as somebody who's more soft-spoken, who's more friendly, more kind, more compassionate. You know, obviously if somebody crosses you, this inner fire, that Page of Wands comes out, and you have no problem putting somebody in their place when it's needed, when it's right. But that's not your default mode. You know, for the most part, you're very easygoing, or at least that's how you come across. You come across as somebody who is more lighthearted, more soft-spoken, kind, friendly, you know, very unproblematic. Like you're just chilling, you're not trying to be involved in all the drama. You know, I just feel really good vibes from you guys, and I think they really like that about you. Okay, so for your divine feminine energy, you got the Queen of Pentacles. So they see you as somebody who is very nurturing. They see you as somebody who maybe would be good at taking care of somebody. Maybe you really like kids, or you're good with kids, or you maybe grow a lot of plants and you're really good at taking care of things, or you love animals, you love to take care of animals. Like, I'm just feeling a very caretaker kind of vibe from this energy. And so I think that that's sort of how they see you. They see that you have that quality about you that's very nurturing, very compassionate, and they really like how supportive you are of your loved ones. They like how you show up for people in your life. They like how you're there for your friends, your family, your loved ones, and how you're very loyal to them, and that's really important to you. Like, that's how they see you. And I think that just adds to their attraction to you. Like, they really like that about you, and I feel like they think they can trust you, they feel comfortable with you, they feel like they can open up to you or be vulnerable with you, and that you're not gonna like judge them for it, that you'll be supportive and kind. Okay, so for your divine masculine energy, you got the King of Wands. So there's that fiery energy again. I feel like this person just sees you as somebody who's just full of life and full of energy. Like, you've got a lot of fire, a lot of passion for life, and you just go after your dreams, you go after the things that you want, and you're just a very lively person, very energetic, and it's very infectious. Like, they love to be around you. They love this energy that you exude because it's so fun to be around. It's exciting, and maybe they're sort of lacking that in their own life. With the Page of Wands sort of starting the spread here and then ending with the King of Wands, I see you definitely having a lot of like latent leadership qualities within you, and I feel like as you've gotten older, you've really started to hone in on them more and more. So I feel like you've always sort of been a natural leader. You just do things your own way, you march to the beat of your own drum. And I think as you've gotten older, you've really honed in on that. You've really grown into it and accepted that part of yourself. And I think that because of that, you could have a lot of success in life. I think they see you as somebody who's very driven, who will be successful because of how determined you are and how passionate you are. And you just have this energy about you that's very uplifting. And I think that they really see you in a very positive light. You know, they hold you in very high regard, and they see how much potential you have within you, and they believe that you're going to go really far in life, that you're going to be really successful because of these leadership qualities that you have, this magnetism that you have about you that makes other people interested in you, that makes other people want to follow you. And then you have that passion and that drive to back it all up and follow through on those dreams and turn them into reality. I feel like they see you as the kind of person that can do anything when you put your mind to it, and that's super attractive to them. Okay, so for the last portion of the reading, I chose 3 major arcana for each group, and this is just sort of meant to represent kind of your overall energy and just the essence of who you are and how you come off to the world, how you come off to this person. So you got the Temperance card, the Empress, and the Hanged Man. Okay. So with Temperance, they see you as like a very easygoing, balanced person. And they see you as somebody who's pretty wise and intelligent, maybe even somewhat spiritual. Like you just sort of exude that vibe. And there's something very serene or peaceful about your energy. You know, like you have this side to you that's very passionate and fiery and fun and exciting, but I feel like most of the time the mode that you operate in is very like chilled out, and you're just sort of living life, enjoying the moment, and taking things as they come, like one step at a time. And because of that, like you're just very calming to be around, and people really enjoy being around your energy because like you're not all wrapped up in like drama, you're not like angry or upset all the time, like you're just enjoying your life and enjoying things as they come, and that's a really nice energy to be around. And I feel like it's part of what really draws people to you, because more people want to be like that and more people want that energy in their lives. With the Empress card here, again, this is just sort of speaking to this like Venus energy that came through in the first part of the reading, where it's like you just have this magnetism that you exude. People find you very charming, very attractive. I feel like maybe you got a lot of attention growing up always, and it just sort of came naturally to you. Like you just have a very receptive, warm, inviting energy, and so you attract people, friends and romantic partners, you know, alike. You attract people to you very easily. There's something about you that's very intriguing to people, and people want to be around you. They want to be around your energy. And maybe they can't quite put their finger on it, but you just have that certain something that people like. And I feel like you're very independent and you're very much like okay on your own. Like you enjoy your alone time. You enjoy your solitude. You don't need to be with somebody all the time. Like you're very much fulfilled just living your own life, and you are a complete and whole person all on your own. Like you don't need other people or other things to complete you, and that's very attractive to people. And also that just attracts more and more people to you. Like people who are kind of desperate or needy, that sort of repels people. And then people who are self-sufficient and who are like complete and whole people on their own, and they don't need somebody or need constant validation or attention, people like that actually tend to attract more attention from other people. And I feel like you're one of those people, or at least that's how this person sees you. They might see you as like a bit of a player or like a femme fatale, depending on like who you are, but not in like a shady kind of way, like where you're going out of your way to like break people's hearts or anything. But I just feel like you're one of those people that just has that something that people like, and a lot of people are interested in you. You have a lot of options, and obviously you can't say yes to like everybody, and you don't want to, so you end up breaking a lot of hearts in the process. But I don't know, they see you as somebody who definitely has a lot of options. With the Hanged Man here, I feel like you have a really open mind and you see things from a very unique perspective, and they really like that about you because you've introduced like new ways of thinking about things to this person. You've made them sort of see things from a different perspective, and you've opened their mind to, more possibilities. So they really like that about you a lot. They like that you can stimulate them mentally and that you have a really cool, unique perspective on things. They really like how passionate you are about like your interests and your hobbies. And I feel like you're one of those people who has a lot of specialized knowledge about something, and or maybe you just like know a lot of random information about a bunch of different things, and so people just naturally learn a lot of new things when they talk to you. And they really like that about you because every conversation is interesting with you. They always leave the conversation having learned something new or feeling as though they've broadened their mind a little bit, like you've opened them up to new things. So that's really attractive to them as well. They really like your conversations. They love talking to you, and they love your mind, like how your mind works and how intelligent you are, how creative you are, and this unique perspective that you have on things. And I feel like that just goes back to that dragonfly energy that we were talking about in the beginning of the reading, where it's like you have a lot of insight, you have a lot of wisdom within you, and you give really good advice, and people really appreciate that about you. Alright guys, those are the messages that I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope that it resonated with you. If you like stuff like this, if you like pick a card readings and things like that, make sure you check out my channel. Bye guys! Hello group number 2, welcome to your reading. Let's take a look at what cards you guys got. So I'm going to look at your oracle cards first, and then I'm going to take a look at your tarot cards after that. You guys got the planet Pluto, as well as the moon, and you also got the spirit animal lamb, as well as the lion. Okay. So the first thing that I'm picking up on with Pluto and the moon is that your person of interest sees you as somebody who's very mysterious. They see you as somebody who is very alluring and just has like this certain something about you that they can't really put their finger on it, but it's very intriguing to them and they're very drawn to you. I feel like they see you as somebody who's a little bit secretive. They see you as somebody who sort of keeps to yourself, and you keep a lot of things in your life private. I feel like you withhold a lot from people, like you're a little bit withdrawn. You don't like to let people see all of you because you reserve that for people in your life who you know you can really trust. So they get the sense that there is a lot more to you than meets the eye. They get the sense that there's a lot more going on under the surface with you, and that you're a very deep person and you're very intense emotionally. What's interesting is that they sense that you have sort of two very distinct, very different sides to yourself. They sense that you have this sort of dualistic nature about you that's almost a little bit contradictory, because you have this side to yourself with the moon and the lamb here that's more gentle, more soft, more feminine, more sensitive and kind and compassionate, more nurturing. And then you have this side to yourself that's more fiery and intense and passionate, with Pluto and the lion coming through. You have those moments where you are very bold and unapologetic, and you don't really care what people think. But you also have this side to you that is a little bit more sensitive and more soft-spoken, more kind, more gentle. I feel like you reserve that more, I guess, like that softer side of yourself. You reserve it for people who you can really trust, your loved ones, your friends, your family. And you don't really show that side of yourself to most people. I feel like for the most part, you sort of come off as like this Pluto energy, the lion energy. Maybe you are almost a little bit standoffish or a little bit cold at first. Not intentionally, but I feel like that's just maybe how people see you. Like they see you as somebody who's a little bit guarded and a little bit more serious, more intense, somebody who's very passionate, maybe even a little bit fiery, like they wouldn't cross you. I feel like maybe you come off a little bit intimidating to a lot of people. Hold on, I need a sip of tea real quick. Yeah, I feel like most people, like firsthand when they meet you, that's the impression they get of you. But you have this other side to yourself that is more sensitive, that's more soft, that's more like compassionate and nurturing and gentle, but you just don't show it to a lot of people. But this person can sense that about you. They know that you have this side to you. They can feel it and they can see it in you. And that intrigues them. Like they want to know more about what's going on under the surface. They want to know more about you and what makes you, who you are. They can sense that you've been through a lot of things. Like they see you as somebody who has experienced a lot in life and somebody who's seen a lot of things. And they get the sense that you are the way that you are because of these experiences, and maybe that's why you tend to hide this more gentle, more sensitive side to yourself, because you have been through a lot in life. I don't know, they really want to know your story. That's what I'm hearing. It's like they want to know your story. They want to know what makes you tick. They want to know who you are. Which is ironic because that's precisely what you try to avoid with most people, I feel like. That's exactly what you don't want. You don't want people to know what makes you tick or why you are how you are. That you don't really want people to know your story. Like that's something that's private to you that you keep to yourself. But it only makes people want to know more, you know what I mean? And the fact that you are a little bit withdrawn, and that you sort of almost like stay in the shadows is what I'm hearing. Like you sort of you try to avoid attention a lot of the times. That's what I'm feeling. But that only makes people pay attention to you more, It only makes people want to know more about you because you're intriguing to them, and there's just something different about you that people can't really put their finger on, but they want to know more about you. I feel like they can tell that you have this side to yourself that's very fierce and very loyal, and like you are like ride or die for the people who you love and who you care about. Like you're fiercely loyal, very protective, and I feel like you love with all of your heart, and you just have a lot of emotions within you, like deep within you, that I feel like you kind of hold back. But once somebody cracks it open, like, it's very intense. I feel like you are kind of an all or nothing person, and that you love very passionately and very intensely. And I feel like you're either all in or you're all out. And maybe you even tend to attract a lot of love-hate relationships in your life. I'm just feeling like you've had a lot of intense relationships throughout your life, a lot of intense encounters, and I feel like there's something about your energy that almost attracts those kinds of people to you. You definitely could be a Scorpio or have like strong Scorpio energy in your chart. Maybe you're a Scorpio moon, because I tend to see like a lot of people who have Scorpio moon going through those types of things. But regardless of, what your signs are, you just have that energy about you. And you sort of attract very intense people and intense encounters because of that. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards. So for this portion of the reading, I chose to work with the court cards and the major arcana for all of the groups. That way I could get a very clear picture of exactly how this person sees you and sort of how you show up in the world, how you present yourself, and the way that other people perceive you. So you got the Page of Cups representing your inner child, or just sort of like your inner world, like the essence of who you are in your core. So underneath it all, they see you as somebody who is a gentle, more sensitive soul. You like peace, you like harmony, you don't like conflict, even though maybe you've experienced a lot of it in your life and you've experienced a lot of intense things in your life. You don't really like that, and you kind of try to avoid that. And maybe it's because of those experiences that you try to avoid that, and you're really just searching for inner peace is what I feel like. You just want peace and harmony in your life. You want to be able to just feel calm and feel at peace with yourself. I feel like you don't really like very angry people or drama. You like to stay away from that, but I feel like drama has a way of finding you regardless. But you tend to try and stay out of all of that. They see you as somebody who, like, underneath, maybe you're more hard exterior. Like, beneath all of that, they see you as somebody who is very sensitive, very kind, very gentle, more soft-spoken. But you definitely aren't afraid to put somebody in their place when need be. And you do have this very fiery, like, fierce side to yourself, but that's more like your exterior is what I'm feeling. And on the inside, you're more like this Page of Cups energy. You could be artistic, you could be a creative type. I feel like you have a side to yourself that is very idealistic and romantic, and maybe you have big dreams, or like as a kid you had really big dreams and you wanted to do all these things. That's kind of just the vibe that I'm getting. But they definitely can sense this softer side of you, even if you try and kind of hide it. They can tell that there's a lot more going on under the surface when it comes to your emotions and how you love. Okay, so for the way that you communicate with people and the way that you present yourself to the world, you got the Knight of Pentacles. So you come across as a very down-to-earth person, somebody who's very matter of fact, who just tells it like it is. You're not somebody who tries to put up a front. You don't like false pretenses. You just are who you are, and you're a very earnest person. You're very honest, maybe even a little bit blunt sometimes in the way that you communicate with people. And again, I'm picking up on this theme of you being very dualistic, having these two different sides to yourself, because you have a side to yourself that's more like artistic and dreamy and creative and romantic, but it's very much tempered by a more practical, down-to-earth nature with this Knight of Pentacles here. I feel like you come across as somebody who is kind of serious and very hardworking, somebody who has like a lot of grit and willpower and determination, and you follow through on the things that you say you're going to do, and you have a very responsible, like reliable nature about you. Like you get the job done always, no matter what, and you take your commitments seriously. They really admire that about you, honestly. They admire how hardworking you are. They admire your honesty and that you're down to earth. So for your divine feminine energy, you got the Queen of Cups. So again, I'm just sort of feeling that you have this mysterious aura about you. You have this subtle magnetism about you that really draws people to you. The Queen of Cups is very associated with the moon. And so you could have like the moon in a prominent place in your chart. Like maybe you have the moon in the first house or something like that. Or maybe you have a lot of water energy in your chart. But there's a side of you that is very mysterious, very magnetic, very receptive. You have this like subtle energy that draws people to you. And again, this is speaking about how you love very deeply and you have very intense emotions and you are very in touch with your emotions. And I feel like you could be an empath even, like you can feel what other people are feeling. I feel like you're a very intuitive person, you're very spiritual, and they can sense this about you. So for your divine masculine energy, you got the King of Pentacles. Yeah, so there's definitely a good balance here within your energy. You do really have these two distinct sides to yourself with the Page of Cups and the Queen of Cups and then the Knight of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. It's earth and water. So you have this side to yourself that is more dreamy, more sensitive, more artistic maybe, creative, spiritual, where you feel your emotions very deeply and you love very strongly. But you also have this side to you that's more practical, more matter of fact, more down to earth. You have this side to yourself that's very, very serious, very hardworking, very determined. You have a lot of willpower, you have a lot of follow through, and you take these things seriously, you take your work seriously. They see you as somebody who wants to build something for yourself, somebody who wants to be successful and make a name for themselves. They see you as somebody who's very driven. They admire how hardworking you are. They see you as somebody who is very intelligent, very practical, and they see you as one of those people who can really do anything when you set your mind to it. They have a lot of respect for you. They have a lot of admiration for you, and they see how capable you are, how strong you are, and they really like that about you. Okay, so for the last portion of the reading, I chose 3 major arcana for each group to represent sort of like the core essence of who you are and how people perceive you, how you show up in the world, you know, the experiences you've gone through, and all of that. So you guys got the Star. You got the High Priestess. And Judgment. Okay, so with the Star and Judgment, I feel like this is talking about how you have gone through some very intense experiences in your life. You've been through a lot of shit and you've seen a lot of things, and it's really affected you and shaped you into the person you are now. I feel like you have gone through some deep, deep transformations throughout your life, and you've had to heal from a lot of things. And I feel like some of you guys could be a healer, whether or not you realize it. You could be like an energy healer. And a lot of the times people who go through like deep trauma and they have to heal from that, they can help others to heal from their trauma as well. So they make really good energy healers, they make really good counselors, psychologists, you know, all that type of stuff. And it's because you have a very good understanding of humans, of human nature, of emotions, and why people do the things that they do. I feel like you're one of those people that can see into somebody's soul. You can see the essence of who somebody is and why they are the way that they are, why they do the things that they do. You can see right through people. And a lot of people find that very intimidating, but it's also very intriguing to a lot of people. And this person's definitely very intrigued by that. They want to know more. But yeah, you have this energy about you that is very nurturing, very compassionate, very healing, and people are drawn to that energy. And then also with the Star card, the message that I'm getting here is that you really do stand out to people. I feel like you're not one of those people that necessarily goes looking for attention, but you always seem to find it. Like people just want to know more about you, and you draw people to you effortlessly without even meaning to. And it's because you have like this star quality about you, and you are very unique. You do stand out from other people. With the High Priestess here, this is speaking about how you are so intuitive, you are very spiritual, and you have this deep wisdom within you. You have this deep understanding of the world and how the world works. You have this deep understanding of people and how people work. So I just feel like you're very wise beyond your years, and you have a lot of insight. And with Judgment here, ending your reading, again, this is speaking about the trauma that you've experienced, the things that you've gone through that have caused huge transformation within you. I feel like there's been a lot of times throughout your life where you've just had to surrender to things and just let go of the pain that you've been carrying around, the baggage that you have, and all of these things that you keep buried deep within you. I feel like you have those moments from time to time where you just have to surrender and release it all because it's too much for you to keep carrying. And you go through these like deeply transformative periods because of that. And I feel like you're always transforming, you're always growing and gaining a deeper understanding of yourself and life and the world. And they really have a lot of respect for you. Like, they see how wise you are, they see how intelligent you are, how insightful you are, and they can see how strong you are and how much you've gone through, how much you've overcome. So they just have so much respect for you, and they're very attracted to you. They want to understand you better. They want to know more about you. And I mean, you're really just the only person on their mind right now. You're the only person that they're interested in. Like, you're all they ever think about. I feel like this person is just super wrapped up in their feelings for you, and they see you almost as kind of like magical. Like, they've never met anybody like you before. Alright guys, those are the messages that I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope that it resonated with you. If you like this type of content, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Bye guys. Hello everybody who chose group number 3. Welcome to your reading. Let's take a look at what cards you guys got. Okay, so I'm going to look at the oracle cards first, and then I'm going to take a look at the tarot cards after. So you guys got the planet Uranus. And you also got the planet Saturn. And you got the spirit animal bee, as well as the turtle. Okay. So what I'm feeling right now from these cards here, Uranus and Saturn, is that a lot of you guys could be an Aquarius or have a strong Aquarius in your chart, because those are the two rulers of Aquarius. Saturn is the ancient ruler and Uranus is Aquarius's modern ruler. So the fact that they're both coming up here in this reading together tells me that you might have strong Aquarius in your chart. But regardless of what your signs are, I feel like you have this energy within you. And Aquarius is kind of an odd mixture, because Uranus and Saturn are very different from each other. So because of that, Aquarians are very complex and somewhat contradictory, and they can be quite surprising because of that. So again, as I was saying, regardless of whether or not you are an Aquarius, I just feel like you carry that energy within you. Like, maybe Saturn influences your chart a lot, or Uranus maybe influences your chart a lot, something like that. I feel like your person of interest perceives you as somebody who is kind of contradictory, like I was saying. Like, you have a side to you that is quite serious, but then you also have this side to you that's a little bit more silly and quirky, and that kind of surprises people when they see that side to you, because I feel like on first hand, like when people meet you, maybe they pick up more on the Saturn qualities, where you seem to be quite intelligent, quite wise, a little bit more serious. Like, you probably take your work very seriously, you take your school very seriously if you're a student, and you just take life very seriously in general, like, or at least you seem that way, like, firsthand. But then I feel like the longer people are around you, they start to see more of the Uranus qualities, which is more like more like silly, more quirky, and Uranus is like a playful energy, you know, like they don't take things so seriously the way that people who have strong Saturn do. So you have that duality about you where sometimes you are more serious and more like focused on your work and stuff and focused on like intellectual things, and then other times, you know, you're not taking life too seriously. You're just sort of like in the moment, you're having fun, you're joking around, and I feel like you do have a side to you that's quite silly, and that probably surprises a lot of people. This person sees you as somebody who is extremely intelligent, as well as somebody who's very creative and authentic. I feel like with the Uranus influence being here, you don't really like to follow people, you like to do your own thing. I feel like they see you as somebody who's extremely independent and somebody who kind of stands out against the crowd. You might have even a little bit of a rebellious streak to you, or maybe you did like when you were younger. Um, there's just something about you. There's a side to you that doesn't like to be told what to do, that doesn't like to conform to things. But at the same time, with Saturn's influence there, you do have strong morals and strong beliefs. Like you have a strong code of ethics, I feel like. And I feel like you hold yourself to a really high standard. You might be one of those people where you're your own worst critic or your own worst enemy. And I feel like maybe you don't give yourself enough credit because you are extremely intelligent. Like with both of these influences here, like you could be quite brilliant and creative and inventive and original and, you know, free thinking, the kind of person who could really make a difference in the world. And I feel like maybe you don't see that or you don't give yourself enough credit, but this person sees that in you. And they have so much respect for you, so much admiration for you. They really love how your mind works, like how you think about things, and you make them think about things differently. Uranus and Aquarius's energy in general has a lot to do with thinking outside of the box, looking at things differently, and sort of coming up with your own ideas, being very inventive and creative, and they really like that side of you. With the turtle and the bee being the two spirit animals that you got, they see you as somebody with the bee energy who really does care about other people, and I feel like your friends and your social circle and your family and loved ones are very important to you, as well as just humanity in general. I feel like you could be very involved in some kind of group or organization that has to do with either helping people or bettering the world, bettering society. I'm feeling very strongly like you could be an environmentalist or just somebody who's very passionate about the environment and the earth, especially with the turtle energy coming through there as well. I feel like you might be one of those people who volunteers a lot, who donates to a lot of charities, or maybe, I don't know, I get the sense that some of you guys have traveled a lot, but like with different organizations. I don't know why, I'm just feeling that vibe. But the bee is like, with the bee's energy, like you're a people person and you care about the group, you care about the greater good, and you want to do your part, and they really admire that about you. They like that about you a lot. You could be quite social, and I feel like your friends are very important to you, but at the same time I feel like you have a side to yourself that's more introverted, that does need your alone time. I feel like maybe you're one of those people that's sort of a even mixture of introverted and extroverted, which is very Aquarius in general because they have that duality of Uranus and Saturn. Saturn is more introverted and likes to be alone, but Uranus is a lot more expressive and extroverted. And so I feel like you have that energy within you, and they notice that about you quite early on, that duality that you have, and just that you're kind of a contradictory person. And I feel like that's one of the things they really like about you. Like, you're not an easy person to pin down. You're not an easy person to figure out. And they really like that. I feel like this person likes a challenge, and they like somebody who opens their mind to new things. I don't know. They're really drawn to that about you. Now, with the turtle's energy, I feel like you are one of those people that doesn't really adjust to change very easily. And Aquarius's energy, Saturn's energy, it is very fixed and kind of slow moving. So I feel like in your personal life, even though like when it comes to your ideals and your worldview, I feel like you're a very progressive person, and you could be quite liberal as well, and they definitely like that. Also, I feel like you and this person, your values are very much in sync with each other. But when it comes to your personal life, I feel like maybe you're a little bit more stubborn, a little bit more slow to change, and I feel like you could be even quite slow to open up to people. I feel like it might be hard for you to be vulnerable with people, and you have like this hard exterior shell. But I feel like when you do let your guard down a little bit and you open up to somebody and you learn to trust somebody, you are very compassionate and you love very deeply. I feel like you often feel misunderstood because there's this side of you that people see like firsthand when they meet you, and they think that maybe you're a little bit detached or a little bit aloof or a little bit cold even. Like, not in a sense where like you are mean to people or anything, because I'm sensing that you're quite friendly and you're quite social and you really care about other people. So it's not that you're mean to other people or that people feel like you're a mean person, but there's just something about you that feels a little bit detached, a little bit standoffish at first, and a little bit like you keep people at a distance, you keep people at arm's length in terms of getting to know who you really are on the inside. Like, you like to sort of keep things surface level until you know you can really trust somebody, until you feel comfortable with somebody. And so because of that, people might see you as a little bit aloof at first. But I feel like when people do get to know you better and you let your guard down a little bit, they realize that you actually have a really big heart and you can be very warm and compassionate and loving and caring and very loyal as well. But they just don't see that side of you at first, because of this sort of hard exterior shell that you have, this armor that you have on when you first meet somebody. All right, let's take a look at your tarot cards. So for this portion of the reading, for all of the different groups, I chose to work with the court cards as well as the major arcana so that I could get a really good idea of how this person sees you and how you're presenting yourself to the world, like how other people perceive you. So you guys got the Page of Pentacles for your inner child. This is sort of representing like who you are at your core essence, who you are in your heart, your inner spirit. And this is the side of you that maybe people wouldn't see until they start to get to know you better and you let your guard down a little bit and they can see who you really are on the inside. That's sort of what this represents. So, to me, this tells me that on the inside, like, you're a very down-to-earth person, and you really like to build things, you like to achieve things, you like to accomplish things. I feel like you're one of those down-to-earth practical people that likes to maybe work with your hands or problem solve and figure things out. I feel like you're pretty logical minded, and I don't know, I feel like you, at your core, you have a lot to offer people. You have a lot to offer the world, and you want to help people. Like, you want to make a physical difference in people's lives and in the world. And you're a very capable person. You're very hardworking. You're very determined. And but you're also very down to earth. You're humble about it. And it comes from a really genuine place. I feel like this person really likes like how genuine you are, how down to earth you are, and they like that you want to make a difference. They like that you want to help people. They like that you're a good problem solver and that you have a good head on your shoulders. You're not like, all up in the clouds all the time. Like, I feel like you have those moments with the Uranus energy because you are very creative, you are very free thinking and original, and you like to come up with new things, and I feel like you're very like forward thinking, but I feel like at your core, you're a very grounded person, and you like to take that insight and those ideas and your creativity and make something real out of it. So, for how you communicate with people, how you show up in the world, you got the Knight of Swords. So, this person sees you as somebody who speaks your mind. They see you as somebody who stands up for what they believe in, always speaks their mind, is very passionate about what they believe in. That's kind of the vibe that they get from you. I feel like there's a lot of different causes that are very important to you, whether it be like social justice or the environment or anything really, like whatever it is that you really believe in, you speak up about it and you're very passionate about it, and you are very quick to defend those beliefs, I feel like, and you're quick to stick up for people who can't stick up for themselves. I feel like there's a part of you that feels very protective over like the underdog or people who are oppressed. Maybe like at school growing up, you would always sort of look out for those people who got picked on, who got bullied, or you would stand up for them. I just feel like there's a side of you that's very much like rebellious and almost like vigilante. Like, you want to stick up for the underdog, you want to protect people, you want to protect the environment, the world, and you're very passionate about these things. I feel like maybe you come off as a little bit outspoken sometimes to people, and maybe you butt heads with people who don't share the same beliefs or who are sort of working against the things that you believe in. So for your divine feminine energy, you got the Queen of Swords. So this person sees you as somebody who is extremely intelligent, somebody who's very like matter of fact, no bullshit. They see you as somebody who is a very authentic and real. I feel like you don't like false pretenses. You don't like to put up a front. You like to just be very honest and real and tell people how it is. I also feel like you're not an overly emotional person, and maybe that's why some people, like firsthand, they see you as a little bit aloof or detached, because you're not overly emotional. I feel like for the most part, your mind operates in the realm of logic and what is rational. That's not to say that you don't have emotions, like that's not the case at all. And that's sort of what I was touching on earlier when I was talking about how you can feel misunderstood sometimes. And regardless of whether or not you have Aquarius in your chart, that is sort of the energy of Aquarius, where like they feel misunderstood because people see them as somebody who's very unemotional and detached and very intellectual and whatnot and somewhat like aloof, but really they care very deeply and they do have really strong emotions and they're very passionate about the things that they believe in, but they kind of keep that to themselves. They kind of reserve that for the people who they feel really comfortable with, who they can really trust. And so it's not a side of themselves that they really let everybody see, but it doesn't mean that it's not there. Like Aquariuses, they have a lot going on under the surface. And whether or not you are an Aquarius, I feel like those things apply to you as well. And I feel like you have a lot under the surface. Maybe there's a lot emotionally that you sort of hold back, or you don't like to show that side of yourself to just anybody. And this person can sense that about you. Like they know that there is a lot more to you than meets the eye. They know that you're a very deep person, that you care about things very deeply, that you're very passionate, but they also can see, you know, that you do have that side to you that's a little bit more detached, more like logical, practical, intellectual, focusing on like the physical, the material things and what you can actually do, how you can make a difference physically. So, the other thing I wanted to mention with the Queen of Swords is they see you as somebody who is like very well spoken and very social, like somebody who's very good with people and good at communicating, and they see you as somebody where like your social circle and your friends are very important to you, as well as society in general, like humanity and the well-being of humanity. That's very important to you. That's a strong theme that's coming through with this Queen of Swords. They see you as somebody who really cares about like the greater good and somebody who understands like what needs to be done in order to help humanity. So for your divine feminine energy, you have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups energy is very similar to what I was talking about earlier, where even though it's the King of Cups and the cups have to do with emotions, it's water, so it's talking about emotions. The King of Cups is not overly emotional because the King talks about mastery, and so the King of Cups is somebody who has gained mastery over their emotions, so they don't let their emotions rule them. That doesn't mean that they're not in touch with their emotions, quite the opposite. They're very in touch with their emotions, and they feel their emotions very deeply, and they're very compassionate, very caring, but they don't allow their emotions to rule them or to control them. So they have that mastery, that self-discipline, that control when it comes to their emotions. And that's what I mean when I say I feel like you don't come off overly emotional. I feel like you're not a very dramatic person. You're not one of those people that just blows up and shows like huge emotional displays when you're upset about something. I feel like you're more controlled when it comes to your emotions, but you have a lot of depth to your emotions. You feel things very deeply, and you're very strong, like at your core. You have a lot of willpower, a lot of discipline, and I feel like you have the ability to really be that rock for people in your life. You know, you can be that person that people can lean on, that people can come to for support when they're feeling overwhelmed by their emotions, because you have a lot of control over your emotions, and so you can sort of help people to feel more in control. You can help people to feel more supported, to feel more grounded. You can help people to work through those things. And the people in your life really appreciate that about you, you know? The people in your life really love that about you, and this person sees that about you too. They really admire that. They admire how supportive you are to your loved ones, how loyal you are, and I feel like they want to be that for you. Like, I feel like maybe you're one of those people that is very supportive of everybody else and very concerned with other people's well-being, but maybe you don't pay that much attention to your own needs and your own well-being. You know, maybe you focus so much on taking care of others or being there for other people or supporting other people that you don't do the same for yourself. And this person can see that about you, and they want to do that for you. They want to be somebody who you can lean on for support. They want to be somebody who could help brighten your day, you know, and make you feel better, be like a shoulder to cry on for you. All right, let's take a look at what major arcana you got. So for the last portion of the reading, I chose 3 major arcana for each group, and this is meant to represent sort of just like the essence of who you are, the experiences you've gone through, and sort of just how you're showing up in the world. So you guys got the Hermit card, you got Justice, and the Tower. Okay, so with the Hermit card, the message that I'm getting is that this person, when they first met you, they got the sense that you're a little bit of a loner sometimes, and that you're very independent, you're very self-sufficient, and also that you're very intelligent. And I'm picking up on maybe like they even suspected a little bit of a spiritual side to you, but it's very well balanced. Like you have that duality within you where you are very grounded and rooted in reality and the facts, you know, science, and I feel like you're very focused on practical matters and you're very realistic, you know, but at the same time, you have this side to you that's very free thinking and open-minded, very inventive, creative, original, and so there's like this little streak of magic, of spirituality within you that sort of shines through, but it's very well tempered and balanced by your more like logic brain and how grounded you are, how rooted you are in reality and in the here and now. And again, I get the sense that you sort of take that little like streak of genius, creative expression, you know, these ideas that you have, and you like to see what you can do with those ideas in reality, like how you can take those ideas and implement them and actually use them to affect change. I feel like they see you as somebody who, like I was saying earlier, like you can be a little bit of a loner sometimes. You're very independent, and at first when they met you, they definitely got the sense that you can be a little bit detached sometimes emotionally and sort of like just a little bit withdrawn. Like maybe you had times where you don't really want to be a part of the group, you just sort of want to be alone. But then you also have times where you do want to be really involved with things, and you do want to be a part of the group. So again, there's this duality within you. And I feel like they were a little bit confused by you at first because you are quite contradictory. With the Justice card here at the center, they see you as somebody who is very fair, very balanced, somebody who cares a lot about social justice and what's right. They see you as somebody who has very strong morals, strong beliefs, strong convictions, and you care about, people. You care about getting justice for marginalized groups of people and protecting those people, protecting the earth. You care about these types of things a lot. You're very passionate about that. At least that's what they think about you. They see that in you. With the Tower card here, there's that element of like shock about you. There's something quite unique and surprising about you, and I think it's like that Uranus energy within you. Like, people at first, they see you as this very Saturnian person who's very, like I said, more detached, more intellectual, more serious, but then they see this like stroke of genius in you, this like creative brilliance, this passion, this expressive nature that you have that just comes out sometimes, and that really surprises people in a very good way. I also feel like maybe growing up you were surrounded by a lot of chaos. I feel like maybe your childhood could have been very turbulent, very chaotic, a lot of things going on, maybe a lot of changes happened when you were really young, and that might be why you tend to be more fixed, more grounded, and you care about like your stability and your security a lot because maybe you didn't have that growing up. And so you've learned to be like this rock for people in your life, but maybe that is a result of the chaos that you experienced growing up. This person can tell that there is so much more to you than meets the eye. There's so much more going on under the surface with you, and they really just want to know you. They want to know who you really are and the experiences that you've gone through, and they want to be there for you. They want to be somebody that could support you and care for you the way that you do for others. They have so much respect for you. They have so much admiration for you, and they've never met anybody like you. Like, you're such a unique person, such a special person to them. Alright guys, those are the messages that I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope that it resonated with you. If you like this kind of content, make sure you check out my channel. Bye guys! Hello everybody who chose group number 4. Welcome to your reading. Let's take a look at what cards you guys got. So I'm going to be looking at the oracle cards first, and then I'm going to take a look at the tarot cards after that. So you guys got the planet Mercury, and the planet Mars. You also got the spirit animal butterfly, and the tiger. Okay. So, one of the first things that I'm picking up on here is that the butterfly is associated with the element of air, and the tiger is associated with the element of fire. And over here you got the planets Mercury and Mars. Mercury is associated with the element of air, and Mars is associated with the element of fire. So, because of that, I'm feeling strongly that a lot of you guys could have air and fire signs dominating your chart. I feel like with Mercury and the butterfly coming through, this person sees you as somebody who is very much a social butterfly, somebody who is really good with people, really good at communicating and networking, somebody who probably is very social and has a lot of friends. They also see you as somebody who is maybe very creative or artistic, somebody who is very expressive. I feel like this person, they're very excited by you. They're very excited by your energy, and I feel like there's just something very like bubbly almost about your energy, and it's kind of infectious, and they really like to be around it. With Mars coming through, as well as the tiger, I feel like this person sees you as somebody who is quite outgoing and very passionate. I feel like you have moments where you can be very bold and you just go after what you want and you're very unapologetic about it. There's something about you that is very fierce sometimes, and I feel like it's not in a angry or intimidating kind of way, but you're just very passionate and you're very expressive and you're very open and unapologetic, and you just go after what you want. I feel like you have a very upbeat, very positive kind of personality, or just this energy about you, and people really like to be around it. You could have been quite popular in school, like maybe you just had a lot of friends, because people just like to be around that kind of energy. Like there's something about you that's very exciting, very fun, outgoing, very expressive, and it's very infectious, you know. People get caught up in that energy, and I feel like it's always a good time whenever they're around you and they see you as kind of the life of the party. You could be quite adventurous. You could be kind of athletic with Mars there, and then Mercury as well, because Mercury talks about being very skillful, especially with your hands, and Mars talks about being quite athletic, but also being very skillful as well. So I feel like you maybe were on like a sports team always growing up, or like you're very coordinated, or you're good at making things with your hands, like maybe you build things. But they see you as somebody who's very skillful, kind of a jack of all trades. And they see you as a very diverse person. Like you have a lot going on in your life. They see you as somebody who keeps themselves quite busy. Like you always have something that you're doing, or something that you're working on, or you're going to meet up with your friends, or you're going out. Like you're a very lively person, and they really like to be around that. With the tiger and the butterfly combination, I feel like you do have a side to yourself that is quite creative, and the tiger has an association with the moon and, you know, the lunar qualities, which has a lot to do with creativity and intuition. So I feel like there is a side to you that is very intuitive, and you might be quite artistic. You know, maybe that goes back to this Mercury thing where you work with your hands, like maybe you make art of some sort. They see you as a very talented person, and they have a lot of respect and admiration for your talent and the things that you're able to create and the things you're able to do for yourself. With the tiger energy and the Mars energy coming through, I feel like there's something about you that's very magnetic and alluring. You know, the tiger having its association with the moon, gives you sort of this magnetic quality that draws people in. I feel like people are naturally drawn to you, and maybe that's why you have a lot of friends and why you're quite popular. I feel like there's just some quality about you that people really like. And I feel like you are a sort of a natural leader. Like, you always speak your mind, and you're very passionate and forward thinking, and you go after the things that you want. You know, you're not shy about pursuing your goals, and you could be quite ambitious. I don't know, they just really like your enthusiasm, your passion, your lust for life. They find that very attractive. Okay, let's take a look at the tarot cards that you guys got. So for this portion of the reading for all of the groups, I chose to work with the court cards as well as the major arcana. That way I could get a really good feel for exactly how this person sees you, how you're showing up in the world, and how other people perceive you, you know, how you present yourself. So for your inner child, you got the Page of Swords. This card is sort of meant to represent like the true essence of who you are, like at your core, on the inside, your inner spirit, your inner child. And so this is maybe not a part of yourself that you share right off the bat with people. It really just depends on how open you are, because I feel like from your energy you are a very open person. So I feel like a lot of people could probably sense this about you, because it doesn't seem like you are very guarded. I feel like you have no problem being open and just being who you are. I feel like you're a very authentic person. And so I feel like because of that, people can definitely pick up on this about you. But it's like the more you get to know somebody, the more you become comfortable with somebody, the more this side to you comes out. So with the Page of Swords here, what I really feel like that's talking about is how you're kind of a free spirit and very open-minded, very forward-thinking. I feel like you're very expressive, very creative, very intelligent. You really like people. Like, you're very interested in people, very fascinated by people, and you understand people. You understand, like, how to communicate very well. And I don't know, there's something very, like, lively and happy-go-lucky and almost childlike about you. I feel like you never really lost touch with your inner child. I feel like you still are very much connected to that side of yourself where you are very just free in terms of like how you express yourself. You're very open and like kind of carefree. You just are in the moment, I feel like. And that is something that's very attractive about you to other people. This person really likes how you speak your mind and how you don't have very many inhibitions. They like how creative you are. They like the way that you think. They like the way that you express yourself. And they find you to be just really fun and exciting to be around. There's something really playful about your energy. Like, that's like sort of the childlike energy that I was feeling. There's something like youthful and playful and lively about you. So for how you communicate with others, how you sort of present yourself and show up in the world, you got the Knight of Wands. So I feel like this is talking about how you are a very passionate person and you're very action oriented and you have no qualms about like just going out and pursuing the things that you want and going after your goals. And this person definitely noticed that about you right off the bat. They like how bold you are. They like how passionate you are, how enthusiastic you are. Like, I feel a very gung-ho kind of energy from you. And they were very excited by that and very drawn to that when they first met you. They like how outgoing you are. They like how fiery you are. Like, you just are full of life. I feel like, again, this is sort of highlighting how you really have no problem speaking your mind. You know, you always speak your truth and you're very authentic and very real. And some people might see that as being quite brash or bold or outspoken, but this person really sees it as a positive. They really like that about you. So for your divine feminine energy, you got the Queen of Wands. They see you as somebody who is very ambitious, who's very charismatic, very charming, you know, somebody who is very magnetic and just has that it factor that people are really drawn to. People like to be around you. They see you as a natural leader, as somebody who's very bold and passionate, but also somebody who's very intuitive and creative and very expressive and joyful. They really like how you just live your life to the fullest. They really like how in the moment you are, how present you are, and they like how determined you are, how driven you are to go out and accomplish your goals. For your divine masculine energy, you got the King of Swords. So I feel like you're one of those people that is not too caught up in your feelings or not overly emotional. I feel like you're pretty chill most of the time emotionally. I don't see you as somebody who is like very angry or a hothead. You definitely have a lot of fire and a lot of passion, but I feel like you're more easygoing most of the time. Like, you definitely have a good balance between the fire and the air energy that was coming through in the beginning of the reading. Because air is very like chilled, it's very go with the flow, and people who have strong air in their chart, they have this ability to remain pretty level-headed and sort of detach from their emotions a little bit. They don't allow their emotions to completely control them or rule them, whereas somebody who is like all fire and has nothing to temper it, they can be very aggressive, they can be hotheads, they can be very dramatic and volatile and explosive. But because you have this air energy coming through, there's this element to you that's more chilled out, more easygoing. You're able to temper your fire and not let it consume you. There's something very balanced about your energy, like easygoing, laid back, chill. Like, you just want to enjoy yourself. You just want to have fun. And I feel like you don't sweat the small things, and they really love that about you, definitely. This person sees you as like the total package. Like, they're crazy about you. They see you in such a positive light, and they just love being around you. Like, they can't get enough of your energy. Okay, so for the last portion of the reading, I chose 3 major arcana for each group, and these cards are sort of meant to represent your overall energy, just the essence of who you are, how you're showing up in the world, and also the experiences you've gone through. So you guys got the Fool, the Lovers, and the Magician. So with the Lovers card being present here, this person sees you as like a very warm, very inviting kind of person, somebody who's very flirtatious, who's very playful, and you know how to make people feel good. You know how to turn your charms on and like use them to your advantage, and you know how to get people excited. And I feel like, especially with the Fool and the Magician being here, you really can be like the life of the party. You know how to get people like excited, you know how to get people like in that state of mind. And it's very it's very like natural, it comes from you naturally. It comes effortlessly to you. It's just sort of how you are, and you exude this energy. They definitely find you extremely attractive with the Lovers here, the Fool, the Queen of Wands coming through, the the Knight of Wands, coming through, the Tiger, like Mars. They definitely have a lot of attraction to you. There's a lot of physical chemistry between the two of you. And they find you to be very physically attractive, for sure. But they also feel like very compatible just with your personality, with your energy. They love talking to you. They just love being around you. They love how creative you are, how expressive you are. And I don't know, I feel like they see you as somebody that's just like a perfect fit for them. Because the Lovers card here, it talks a lot about a strong soulmate connection. So I feel like this person genuinely sees you as somebody who they're meant to be with, somebody who they were meant to meet. I feel like they feel very romantic towards you. Like, they're very much head over heels for you. They're like all in, and they're crazy about you. Like, you're all they think about. They can't get enough of you. With the Fool here, they see you as somebody, again, who's very happy-go-lucky, very playful, very full of life, easygoing, spontaneous, somebody who's very in the moment, who lives life to the fullest. And that's really exciting to them. With the Magician card here, they see you as somebody who just does things seemingly effortlessly. Like, they see you as somebody who just has like this magic about them, where things just seem to sort of happen and come effortlessly because you just have such strong magnetism, and you're able to attract the things that you want very easily. It's not to say that you're not hardworking and that you're not out there, going after what you want every single day, but it's like you have this little extra magic, this little extra power within you that helps you to draw those things to yourself. They see you as somebody who's very powerful and who can do anything that they want. Anything that you set your mind to, you can go out and you can get it. And they really respect that about you. They see you as somebody who's just like one of a kind, and the whole package, like I was saying earlier, like you are everything that they want in a person, everything that they're looking for. And they feel like this connection that the two of you have is just magical. Like, it's undeniable. The chemistry is off the charts. Like, they're so drawn to you, and they can't ignore how they feel. They can't ignore this connection. And they really want to see it move forward. Like, they have so much passion for you and for this connection. They have such strong feelings for you, and they really want to pursue this and see where it goes. They're very excited by you, and they're very excited about this connection. Alright guys, those are the messages that I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope that it resonated with you. If you like this kind of content, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Bye guys!